Famous for historic sites and annual events, the Annapolis Valley is an outstanding destination year-round. And you're always welcome at Sleep Inn. Sleep Inn has affordable rates, well-appointed rooms, and a convenient location close to everything in the Annapolis Valley. When visiting the area, stay at Sleep Inn New Minas. Discover how much there is year-round and how little it costs every night. At Sleep Inn, call 681-5000.
Sunday is a day of rest. Don't spend the day in the kitchen. Let Sunday brunch at the Clarion Inn and Suites feed your family and friends while spending quality time together. Our brunch includes a large selection of entrees, including carved roast beef, local fresh vegetables, made-to-order omelets, full salad bar, and desserts. Come see us this Sunday from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. We are located at the corner of 231 South and the Ross Clark Circle.
What? Balboa? Hey, look at you, player. Look at you out on the beach for Labor Day weekend.
Hey, what can I say? But you know what? My neighbors never interview me. I think they're worried about the price of real estate falling if they do.
That's true. They really are about protecting their interests. Something obviously we're not focused on, because here we are once again, another Cluster F Friday. Oh, God. I have no idea what's going on right now, Craig. We need a good segue to get into this opening credits here, and I can't think of a darn thing because I'm so sad that summer's over.
Summer's over. This is it. Now you're falling into fall and winter.
Oh, God.
You get all the bad weather. I don't.
All right. Let's talk.
So I think it's time for you to play Jeopardy. Or Truth or Consequence.
Or let's just have an audit. Holy cow, from the gates of hell to the entrance of heaven. Welcome to Friday Night Audit. I, of course, am Last Gasp of Summer G. We got Aloha Craig here in the house, and I got tequila, the theme of today. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. It's finally a Friday. Got the dental issues taken care of yesterday. The swelling's down.
That's good.
I even shaved a little bit. So,
I know. I like
good.
It's real clean cut. It's very exciting. I got a haircut too this past week. I don't know what's going on over here. We're starting to look like we care, Craig. I'm getting a little worried.
Is that 3 this year you've gotten?
No, I think I might actually had 4 or 5 of them cut.
So you have well surpassed the amount of haircuts you had last year.
No, last year, 2020, I don't think I cut my hair. I was using a Flowbee at home. If you recall, what's it called? The lockdown. Maybe he doesn't remember that because he was drinking too much tequila. Anyway, everybody, again, welcome to Friday Night Audit. And for those of you out there who happen to be one of the fellow Hebrews out there, happy upcoming 5782 Lashana Tova. Very exciting. Craig, can't believe it's going to be 5782 already. It just feels like yesterday it was 5778. Where's the time gone, Craig Sullivan?
I don't know. Being in lockdown, we've lost all track of time. So, and reality in a few areas. So.
Oh, Craig, you are so clever. Happy Friday, Michelle. Great to see you.
Michelle.
Oh,
nice.
It is absolutely incredible here. This is a pitch perfect, gorgeous day. Unfortunately, it's not a day that you really want to go jump in the pool like I was lucky enough to do when I kicked off my vacation, Craig, 2 weeks ago. But it is the type of night where you just want to sit outside, and I'm excited to do it. I decided to make these Mediterranean chicken skewer kebab things tonight, right?
Oh.
So I was up at like 8 o'clock this morning. I made the marinade, put it all together. It's been there all day long. And then I've got my my kebab grill all ready to go. As soon as this show's over, I'm going to fire that thing up, and we're going to have some gyros, nice. I think. It's going to be really great.
I love it. You do know how to entertain at the Houseman
Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse. Hey, first person right wins a prize. We only say it every single week. You think he'd know what it is? It's all right. He's the Baron of Balboa Island. I don't expect him to think about anywhere else but his lovely paradise over there. Craig, I think we got to bring in our guest for this week. Don't you think?
I think we should. And you know what? This is a gentleman who's very impressive. He's one of the good guys in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
You and I are both going to be at his international conference. He is Dr. Jeffrey O. of the International Hospitality Institute. Jeffrey, welcome to the show. How are you?
Gentlemen, I am doing terrific. I feel even better being here with you, gentlemen. You guys, like I always say, you make hospitality sexy. You make it so much fun. And it's an honor to be on your show. Thanks for having me. And thanks for your kind words as well.
Hey, listen, thanks so much for coming on. Like, we couldn't invite you after you named us to those top 50 lists and something like that. Next year, over here.
Very well deserved. Very well deserved. I always tell you, too, that I don't know how you manage to put out as much content as you put out every day. I mean, it's remarkable. It's amazing. And the service that you're giving to our industry is just remarkable. I tell you, I doff my hat to you, gentlemen, for what you do. You're making a contribution on a daily basis. You're putting smiles on people's faces, and you're having fun doing it. And that's just remarkable. Thank you for that.
Well, here's what we learned about it. If you half-ass it, you can get twice as much done. So that's what.
Yeah, but you know what, Glenn? We may have to give our producer David a raise now.
Right. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not. Honestly, I wouldn't give him a raise, but he's been cutting it a little too close with the things he's about me over the last few weeks. Let's give him a chance.
There he is, Refrigerator Dave.
So Refrigerator Dave is here live and in person from a moving vehicle, and through the technology of hands-free devices, you guys have the benefit of having me vocally here, but don't have to see my face. So it's really a win-win.
It really is.
Well, I was going to say, Dr. Jeffrey O came on.
In there and I didn't have to. So.
Dr. Jeffrey O came on, and he says, we make hospitality sexy. And I'm pretty sure there's never been a phrase of Glenn, Dave, or Craig and the word sexy in the same sentence before.
Well, as you were a rescue pup, David, Glenn and I actually did have our day when we had a game, but that was a long, long time ago.
Yep. Hey, Bill Toole is saying hello.
Hey, Bill. Bill, you're one of the funniest guys I've ever met. How are you?
But now, Bill, it's up to you. You better write some really freaking funny stuff over there. Or else, all right. So but Jeffrey, I don't think we're allowed to take any sips because we haven't done this yet. Right, it's cocktail time, everybody. So get your drink. Oh my God, Greg, you've got a different color shades. You're like you're like the Lady Gaga here.
Got to plug our sponsors.
Yes, we have sponsors.
Well, occasionally.
All right. Really, why wouldn't you want to put your dollars on whatever this is? It's quality entertainment right here for you, and you're to be able to offer your products. So, Dr. Jeffrey, what are you drinking tonight?
I actually told Craig prior to the show that I'm having a fake tequila. A fake tequila is a fake tequila. I am a tequila guy, but actually today I'm actually taking a break. And my wife is not drinking this week, and I decided to support her just to be a good husband, trying to be. So I'm taking a break today, and I'm drinking a fake tequila, which is a fake tequila. And I also have a fake tini, the fake martini. So that's what I'm having today. On the next show, however, I'm going to be drinking the real thing with you gentlemen, and you will see me. But today, that's what I'm having.
All right. Whenever Dave pretends to drink, he just lies about it and says, totally could have gotten
that's 100% true. I would honestly say I've definitely had less alcohol on this show than had various episodes, but nobody ever knows. So Glenn, you're giving away the secrets, and now what am I supposed to do? Actually drink.
I think you've got some laws in New Jersey that allow other things. So, it's entirely your choice, though.
That was a wonderful things for you.
So my wife's here next to me as we're driving because again we just bought a refrigerator. Mine decided to conk out on me. So what am I doing on my beautiful sunny 78-degree day off? I'm buying a refrigerator. But she's over here saying she's going to drink as my what's the word? My proxy. She's my proxy.
Love it. I love a supportive wife. I don't have one. I never did have a supportive wife. But that's a whole other story.
Times, aloha, Craig.
I hear the French kiss martini is amazing. The French kiss martini.
It absolutely was.
It is.
As we were talking about before, the nomiest drink of them all. It was absolutely
the nomiest.
I got some people coming over tomorrow because, it is the last gasp of summer. And here at the House and Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse, we couldn't go out for the season without having one more rib party. So I spent the afternoon getting two of the most gorgeous spare rib racks that I've ever seen in my life already. They're now getting ready to get smoked. Dave, you should come out here tomorrow with your family. We got all these ribs and I'm making peri chicken and we're going to go swimming. I'm not cheaping out. I'm heating up the pool. So it's going to be really exciting there, Dave.
Well, you see, there's a couple of things. There's a couple of things on that. There's a problem with that. One, you live on Long Island and I refuse to drive to Long Island on Labor Day weekend. That's one. But number two, some of us have real jobs, and I actually have to go to work tomorrow and make sure my hotel runs smoothly. So, really, two no's for me.
And how do you make it run smooth, David?
I get out of the way and I let my team handle their business.
Good man.
Very good. You lead from the back. That's good. That's how it should be.
Well, honestly, I have such an amazing team, both from the line level and the management, so it's really easy for me to just kind of take a lot of the credit for the good work they do.
Right.
Outstanding.
All right, so Jeffrey, our friend Bill over there, who in America, what about the 7-Up ads? It sounds like there's a story with this one.
Bill.
Oh, he's on the spot. Look at that.
Bill, I owe you one.
Yeah, Bill is something else. Bill will have you cracking up the entire show. He's one of those amazing people just who have you laughing all day long. He's just.
Well, Bill, DM me and we'll get you booked.
Nice topic. Again, off the subject here. Tell us about the 7-Up ads.
7-Up ad. I'm trying to remember that, frankly, and I can't remember. I mean, Bill and I have got history dating back to what?
It didn't make this impression on you as it did on Bill.
Or it did, and we're not going to hear about it.
Have you done any 7-Eleven ads by any chance? I don't know. Maybe you did something on the Magnificent Seven. I don't know. What do you think, Craig?
I think if he did any ads like you and I have done ads, I think I'd want to keep it off record.
Yeah, maybe you had something to do with 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. I don't know. Hey, Henry.
There's a reason why Disneyland's charging us to go to the happiest place on earth, and I think it's because we pissed them off. That's a whole other conversation as well.
All right. Years ago, that guy making 7-Ups ads sounded just like Jeffrey.
He's not answering.
I'm trying to. I wish you could hear from Bill. I'm trying to remember what the reference is. I frankly can't remember. He and I go back almost.
Oh, there's the first F-bomb.
He and I go back probably 20, 15, probably 20 years, almost about 20 years, and I can't remember. And he's going to have to come on the show and spill the beans if he's got that. If he's got something that I frankly can't remember. I can't.
Bill, you got to DM me. We'll get you on the show so that you can tell the story.
That's funny. So, Doctor, is that accent of yours North Texas or South Texas?
North Texas, actually Dallas. Yeah, Dallas, North Texas. Yeah. And we've had some.
So you're not keeping it weird in Austin?
No, actually, no. I've been to Austin a few times. I love the city, and it's such a great vibe. And it's one of my favorite places in Texas to visit. I haven't been there recently, but I love the city, love the vibe of Austin.
Amy, yes, the background noise is Dave's car, so we're trying to mute him now. Dave, whenever you want to say something intelligent, unmute yourself. Now we don't have
Don't worry, Dave.
Don't
worry, Dave. My wife puts me on mute quite often. So when she gets sick of me, she puts me on mute. She shuts me out. She doesn't hear a word of what I'm saying.
Craig, I get the feeling like every day for Jeffrey is kind of like that Rodney Dangerfield back to school.
I think you have a clip.
No, I do not have a clip. You sent me something. I can't play that clip because then we're going to get a copyright strike from YouTube. And I won't be able to deal with it. Now, Bill is giving us a YouTube clip over here. Bill, I would love to be able to show whatever that is. But again, Google will smack us around and we won't be able to monetize the show. And we're talking, guys, Craig, we could lose out on
$5.
No, no, 10 to 15 cents, probably, realistically.
I tell you about Bill, talking about Bill, he and I worked together years and years ago. And I remember coming to work, I had on a shirt. It was almost like a satin type shirt. I'm not sure what I was thinking. But I wore the shirt. It was like a satin type shirt, all shiny, and it looked like something from the 60s or 80s. And I came to work, and we sat in the restaurant, and Bill looked at me. I said, Jeffrey, where did you get that shirt from? Victoria's Secret? I said, actually, Victor's Secret. So I said, no, from Victor's Secret. So I still remember that.
So where did you guys first work at?
We worked together at the property called the Sheraton Baltimore North a long, long time ago. And we've been buddies ever since. He's a riot. Bill is a riot.
And what were your jobs at the Sheraton Baltimore North?
At that particular hotel, I was director of operations / AGM, and he was director of sales.
Okay.
Yes, that's how we met. We've had after that we did a couple more things together. Worked in a different company, and a hotel management company where he was VP of sales and I was VP of operations. We've kept in touch ever since, and we've been good buddies ever since.
So you guys were in the trenches together.
Yes, we were.
At each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great team, I'm assuming, but I'm pretty confident in that assumption.
Yes.
And you're still talking 20 plus years.
Yeah,
later.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. Yeah, we stayed in touch, and he's just he's a great guy. Very funny, great.
Kind of like Glenn and I. We started our conversation 20 plus years ago.
It.
We're still talking.
Bill and I have the same thing. He's funny. He will crack you up all day. If you spend an hour with him, you spend the hour just laughing the entire time. He's that kind of a guy, and a good human, and a great.
It's great when you've got friendships like that.
And a great human being as well. Not just point, but a great human being. Yeah.
If Craig and Glenn are like Dr. Jeffrey and his friend, out of Glenn, what kind of PhD do you have?
What kind of PhD do I have? One in bullshit. Dave, easy peasy, baby.
Hey, I don't have one.
So, Dr. Jeffrey, what is your doctorate in?
Leadership studies.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
I've always been a student of leadership, and I love to read about leadership and study that, and wanted to spend time focusing on that. And my dissertation was actually on ethics in the hospitality industry, and I focus on that, and have some great feedback from people who participated in my research.
If your dissertation was on ethics and hospitality, you came on this show, you fell very far, my friend.
Right you are, David. So, okay, speaking of falling far, Dr. Jeffrey, we're trying to find a mentor for producer David to help him understand the deal side of hospitality. If you got anybody on the East Coast that can mentor our young pup,
Mhm.
David?
I certainly do. I've got several contacts, and I think one of them will be able to provide some guidance, some good mentorship where, they will learn from him and he will learn from them as well. I always think it has to be an exchange. I've never
Right.
been one to say, let's when you share information with someone, you're learning from them as much as you're sharing information. It has to be an exchange. So I've got some content that I think might be beneficial, folks that he could, get some nuggets of information from, and he could also learn from him as well. So
Yeah,
certainly, yes.
yeah. I think David's brilliant, but if Glenn and I mentor him, he's going into a very dark space.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to ruin his life.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Craig. I'm doing that.
Always
I'm
thinking
doing a
about
fine
you,
job out of my
David.
own, Craig.
Right here, pounding the chest, brother.
Well, Dr. Jeffrey, I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to it. Craig, I'm doing just fine at ruining my life myself. I don't need your guys' help. But I really do appreciate it, Doctor.
Ooh.
And Dave, I'm always available to chat if you ever, if you have some time and you're looking to just chat about the industry on any, subject relating to hospitality. Certainly, we'd love to connect with you and chat and learn from you and share the little knowledge I have relating to different things. I worked in different capacities prior to IHI, obviously involved in running hotel management companies. That's COO and CEO. So I've been exposed to the deal side of things, to acquisitions, valuations, the entire deal flow piece, all of that. So I certainly could share some information I've picked up along the way with you, and whenever you've got time, and also learn from you and pick your brains and find out how you do the amazing things you do, putting together this show and just doing what you do on a daily basis.
Well, I'll tell you that, Dr. Jeffrey, putting together this show is very, very simple formula. A wish and a prayer. Pretty much about it.
That's okay, David. I've got some easier formulas for you for how to figure out the risk management in a deal. So those are coming to you over the weekend.
Yeah, I sent. I'm reading the Cornell book that I showed either last week or the week before, and I got to this amazing chapter about all these formulas for discount rates and valuations, and I'm getting through it, and then all of a sudden, one page is just literally straight formulas of, like, I can't even explain it. I have to show it. And I text Craig, and I'm like, Craig, what is this? My head is spinning. Explain it. And Craig just laughs at me and does none of that.
Yeah.
That's great. So, Dr. Jeffrey, what's the deal with kids these days? Everyone likes to make fun of them today. Generation Z is so alien to us. Gen Xers, baby boomers, those types of things. What's the truth about these kids? Are we hating them just because it's the long respect your time honored tradition to always be annoyed with the younger generations? How's it?
I have a pet theory about adults and kids and all of that, right? And I say this to my kids. I don't know if they believe me or not. I always say that when we grew up, there are different phases. The first phase, we love our parents. We absolutely adore our parents. When we get to a stage,
I'm waiting for my kids to still waiting for them to get to that.
I've passed that with mine.
So I say the first phase, we adore our parents. We love them. We absolutely adore them.
Yeah.
Second phase, we resent them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third phase, we become them.
Right.
And the fourth phase, we become their parents. So we adore them, we resent them, we become our parents, and then we become our parents' parents.
Right.
And even when we go through the period of resenting them, it doesn't mean we don't love them anymore. Right. It's just that there are frictions, right? The relationship is sort of, there's a lot of flux happening. There are some days we're not quite as happy with them, and there are some days we're really, really happy with them. So that's my personal belief on relationships. I think my relationship with my kids, I like to think it follows the same arc, but when I say this to them, they look at me like, no, Dad, we don't agree with you. But that's my pet theory. And that's how I say it. I think really, the younger generation really uses a lot of technology, right? They look at things at the speed that's much faster than some of us do. I am not that fast with technology. I know a little bit, but folks like David, I'm sure, are light years ahead of me when it comes to technology. So they think at a pace that some of us can't quite catch up. And we're trying to explain a concept that some of them already apprehend. And they're thinking, Dad, shut up already.
Right, and we're also
Shut up already, you know.
yeah, we're also in our phase of our lives where it's tougher to recall things, right? They got everything instantly, and Greg and I are busy here going, you remember that guy in that movie who did that thing with those people? And I'll be like, yes, that was a great movie. And
then,
We're
Glenn,
talking
what
about-
happens
talking
at
about-
midnight my time? I'm sending you a text with the name of the movie.
And one
talking
thing
about
I'm
being
learning.
resentful towards the younger generation. 34-year-old Dave, or almost 34-year-old Dave, is very resentful for 23-year-old Dave. Because when 23-year-old Dave would be spending this beautiful Friday at the beach or Atlantic City or having planning a nice night out, 33-year-old Dave is excited about getting a new fridge. 32-year-old Anilza is excited that the fridge has an ice maker. That's how far we've devolved. Our Friday nights involve getting excited
Hit the
about
button,
having
Glenn.
our new fridge make ice.
I think also what I also think is that the younger generation, some of them, at least my kids anyway, they like to think in sound bites. They want information to be concise. They want it to be digestible, right? And someone like me, at least in my case, I talk in paragraphs. And I'm learning to not do that so much because I lose them. It's like, okay, Dad, okay. Their eyes begin to sort of roll in their heads, like, okay, all right, here we go. So I'm learning to talk in sound bites, in sentences, like short sentences, rather than paragraphs. That way I can engage with them a little bit better, rather than going on and on and on and talking to myself essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you, and before I ask this question, I want to say hi to Heather Malone. Glad to see you, former guest. Welcome back, Heather. Miss you. So, Dr. Jeffrey, how old are your kids?
My youngest is 14 years old. He's actually just started high school.
Wow.
And if I tell you the age of my oldest, I'm going to really date myself. But I will tell you nonetheless because you asked me. My oldest is actually going to be 20. He's 28.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, 28.
My one and only is 40. Okay, or he turns 40 later this year. Now, because all of these generations, starting with Glenn's, we've got the millennials, the Gen Xers, the Gen Z, Gen Y. It's about instant gratification and instant everything. It's kind of like it's a taster's choice. And Glenn knows I like coffee. And taster's choice really isn't coffee, but it's
he really loves granulated stuff that you instantly.
So are you finding I'm just kind of pushing on so that I don't have to answer Glenn, but are you finding that these generations are really trying to condense everything and have a faster response and a faster answer? And as an educator, is that a good idea? Or is that kind of like, no, TikTok's really not the thing. You need to be able to process and stretch things out a little bit. And that's kind of the camp that I'm in. I don't know about Glenn, but we'll ask him after you answer.
Yeah. I think we need to look at the whole learning process differently, right? The younger generations, in my opinion, rely a lot on visualization, right? They want, like you just mentioned, they want information to be concise. They want details, but they want you to deliver that information in a way that's concise, that's quick. You get to the point. They don't want all the preambles. They don't want all the framing, all the peripheral data or information that you put around stuff. And I tend to do that a lot, and I'm working on it, right? It's something I constantly have to work on. And I said to myself, Jeffrey, get to the point, because people are listening for the point, and the younger generation is listening for the point, and they want you to get to the point, cut to the chase, and they don't want you to sort of go on and on and on. And when you do that, you lose them. So we need to look at learning a lot differently than we used to look at it. TikTok is a medium for learning.
Us New Yorkers have been doing that for generations.
That's true. That's true.
I can't.
That's true.
I love talking to people from all over the country, but you talk to somebody from the South sometimes compared to how we want to just get to the point. Getting a lot of color and getting around. I gotta get somewhere. Tell me what's going on.
Well, yeah, okay, Glenn. So you brought up the South. So me being Irish, you know I cannot tell a short story. You've been the recipient of those stories.
Right. But being that you drink so much, it doesn't really matter because we can't understand. Anyway. But
only on Friday night.
right, yes, very
only.
true. Jeffrey, you were talking about TikTok. You know,
Yes.
like for me, I'm very intimidated by it because I don't got the dance moves. How are the kids reflecting on it?
I am absolutely horrible when it comes to dancing. I can't dance to save my life. And I'm fascinated by TikTok. I think it's a powerful medium, just like LinkedIn and YouTube and all the different platforms. I don't know how to use it. I've never been on it. I've seen, my kids sharing videos, sending me videos on it, but I've never gone to do anything on TikTok. But I think people need to reframe, sort of reassess the way that they look at learning, right?
Right.
Learning can be delivered in different ways. In the old days, you had to pour through a big manual or a big book and all of that. Now you can actually have learning delivered in bite-sized pieces. We find that using gamification draws people into the learning process, where people win prizes, where people get all kinds of positive reinforcement for answering questions correctly, for completing tasks. So the reliance on gamification is going to advance learning. Reliance on bite-sized information, digestible information that's quick and fast, so to speak, is going to be the way to go. TikTok, it's a medium that can help advance all of that.
Right.
But wait a minute. Okay, if this is reducing our attention span, okay, and I think that's a bad thing because great things have happened because people took the time to do the research, to look at things, to figure out the angles, to get things done. And if you're reducing everything to a 60-second soundbite or less, I think that is tearing apart the fiber of learning and having an attention span that's longer than a nanosecond. So it's a double-edged sword. Now, you've got to get people through a semester. They've got to be able to pass, and they've got to be able to be certified and moved on. I get that. So there is some shortening of time frames there. But is that really a good thing for our future leaders? Does that impact their ability to see the bigger picture and make a better decision?
Yeah, I think, of course, when we have conversations such as this one, we generalize because that's what we do, right? We're speaking for, we generalize, we have to, but it's not really, there are people who are very young people who love to pour through dense books, who love to read all kinds of books. I mean, as a child, I loved to read, all kinds of books that I had no business reading.
Right.
I read them nonetheless. I mean, A Critique of Beauty by Immanuel Kant, a book that's the most dense book I've ever seen. But so there are still young people who love to do those kind of things. So read all kinds of books, read about philosophy and all of that. So we generalize. So we need to keep that in mind. But I think what we're really talking about is not what's being learned as much as the mode of learning has been applied to deliver learning. There is a difference. So you can deliver learning in a way that's accessible, that's done in bite-sized pieces, and still deliver it. It means that maybe instead of having one paragraph that has 20, instead of having one paragraph that's got one article that's got 20 paragraphs, maybe you have one paragraph at a time, delivered 20 times. It all depends on your approach to delivering learning, and that's it.
Sounds to me like kids are still learning the way I was learning in the second grade when we had the overhead slide projector, and it'd be like years ago, and then they'd switch it, and you'd learn another short point.
Yeah. And I'll give you a great example. If you look at LinkedIn Learning does a great job, right, of allowing people to learn short videos, 15-second videos, and all of that, right? Very popular. And many other learning organizations are adopting the same format. I used to be very active on LinkedIn years and years ago. Right. I'm active now, but not quite as much as I used to be years and years ago. And I found out that my posts that were shorter were getting more engagement than my posts that were longer. And I always thought, wow, this is interesting because I wanted to say something. I thought I needed to say it in 15, 20 lines, but I was finding out that folks were not really responding as much as they were to the post that had 5, 6 lines that were very dramatic in tone, where you just like boom, 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 boom. So I think we just sort of have to change our approach or revisit our approach to delivering learning. It doesn't mean that we're going to water down learning. It means that we just need to deliver it a little bit more to accommodate some of our target, audience. That's it. Not all of the target audience, but some of our target audience.
I agree with a lot of that. But I also think it gets back to the content. Now, if it's the written word, yeah, I think people 2 or 3 lines and they've moved on. Visual with a video like Glenn does in his daily show. My show initially started out with a hard 10 minutes. That was it. Now we've changed it. We've just released our first roundtable where I had the current and 2 past presidents of crew, and we've cut it up into 2 episodes. They're both about 30 minutes. I gotta tell you, the numbers been great on that. Now, and I fully expect that's because of the guests, not me. Okay, they had something to say.
The guests, yeah.
It's always the guests. It's always about the guests. Even when Glenn comes on the show, it's always about him. So,
because it's Glenn.
As it should be, okay?
It's Glenn. There's only one.
But yeah, I think that content, though, is critical. Now, we're launching our second series of roundtables where I'm bringing together 4 different industry leaders, and I've got a co-host involved. So that's going to be even a longer format, but it's because of these guests having so much to say, and because I'm bringing in a co-host that's got a different point of view than I do, I think it's going to be something exceptional. At least I'm hoping it.
Absolutely.
But I leave that in all the fine hands of my producer, Danny. So that's all up to her.
Danny's great. She does a great job.
So
So does producer Dave.
Yes, he's not here. You don't have to lie about it.
Hit the applause button.
Right now, he's doing manual labor. He'll be back. Cursive.
Manual labor. I love that.
What do you think about cursive being removed? For me,
I think it's a bad idea.
I don't know. I don't really have an opinion. We're not really writing stuff anymore.
I write like a doctor, and I always have, and that was more on purpose. So, I think it should be taught, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I think they had to teach kids in high school how to write it, how to balance a checkbook, and how to write a check too. But that's a whole other
and all of that kind of stuff. But they don't. Yeah. That's a conversation for another day. Jeffrey, cursive, where do you stand on this quite serious issue?
Well, I don't know that people really write with a pen anymore. I don't know who does. I don't know a lot of people who actually use a pen.
You're a baby boomer.
And if you write with a pen, you're going to be doing it for your own consumption, essentially. You're not going to be, really, I'm not going to write Glenn a letter by mail, and write it by hand and mail it to Glenn. It's unlikely. I might, but it's unlikely. So I think it's not really, for me, it's not that big of an issue. I think it's just a natural progression. People used to write with a quill, right? You dip it in ink and then you write with it. And then we went past that. And now we're going to be advancing past, writing, by hand. So I think it's a natural sequence of things. It's just going to happen. It's all part of the modern era that we live in.
But with my handwriting being so bad, if I threaten somebody, they could never figure it out, and I don't have the police showing up at my door. So just saying.
No, but you might be hauled in for a psychological profile.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I was already tested. I'm okay.
I think people like us who have a horrible hand. My handwriting is absolutely dreadful, right? If I can barely read my own handwriting, it's not even legible. So I think for folks who don't have a good handwriting, it's very easy for them to say, "Oh, let's be done with that. Let's jettison that. Let's not do that anymore." So my handwriting is dreadful. So I think we don't have to have it because I can't write. I've seen people have really pretty cursive. They write really, very well. When you see their handwriting, it's very pretty. I'm not one of them. I don't know how to.
Listen, Jeffrey, you could totally write all pretty, but if you're like me, you just don't want to put the effort and time into it. You just want to get on with the next thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there going, "Oh, this is such a beautiful age."
Yeah. It takes a while. I've written and published about 7 books, and I tell you, I wrote all of them on a computer, right? Because when I try to write by hand, it's just messy because someone has to now type what I wrote, and it can't figure out what I wrote. So I just type all of them, and that's what I did.
Which makes a lot of sense. You think there are people, years ago sitting around and going, I think carving into stone tablets is important. This is ridiculous.
Now, Glenn's written a book. It's been published. I haven't seen a copy of it. Now, I wrote several scripts.
It's right here.
3 of them
adapters. I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen the adapters.
I've never seen them turned into a movie yet. So there's still hope. They were off.
It's coming. So. It's coming.
That Pluto TV free internet service.
Yeah. Can you imagine what the budget would be on that? About $1.50. So, Dr. Jeffrey, what certificate is the one that your students seem to gravitate towards and really want to get? What's the top one or 2 or 3?
Yeah, we've got different price ranges. And I think the one that we see a lot of interest for, we see a couple that we get a lot of interest for. Certified Hotel General Manager. There's a lot of interest for that. It's CHGM. Then another one is a Certified Food and Beverage Manager. Very, very popular, especially with our international students outside the US. And so you've got different ones. And the accounting course is also very popular. And the one that's been doing very well of late, we've been seeing a lot of demand, is a Certified Hospitality and Leadership Coach, which essentially teaches or works with hospitality and leaders, where you partner with hospitality and leaders to help them achieve success. So it covers all kinds of things, and a very fascinating one for folks who are looking to coach other people who believe that their calling is to help others in our industry.
So would you certify Glenn and I as hospitality leaders?
You certainly have got the experience. And hospitality leadership coach. Yeah. Well, leadership coach. So what you would do, you'd be working with leaders in the industry. So you'd be working with hospitality leaders. So certainly, yeah, with your background, certainly that would be something that would be a natural extension of what you already do. Because you already do a lot of similar things, talking to people, mentoring them, guiding them, applying all your years of experience in the industry to sort of guide people, help people, and speaking to groups and all of that. So
we got another career brewing, Glenn.
Yeah.
It sounds like it. So, all right. So Celeste is saying she can type quick because her flow is better and doesn't have to worry about stuff.
I love that. I love it.
I love it.
I can type like 80 words a minute, and nearly half of them are spelled correctly.
I love that.
Amy is saying retail, you should check your signature against your driver's license. I've forgotten about that. Now you can scribble your name and it's accepted.
That's a good point, Amy.
Why do they even take it? Like whenever I have to sign my name on the screens, I just draw a line, I think the old days where you just do an X. Now, Carol is onto something here. What about thank you?
Hi, Carol.
Or do you type about it in a keyboard or send via snail mail too? Anytime. I think that a handwritten thank you note is one of the most impactful things.
I agree.
Stand out. Why do you feel that way, Jeffrey?
Carrie, you are 100% correct. I agree with you. That's a brilliant observation. I can't imagine someone giving me or sending me a thank you note that's typed. And I certainly can't imagine sending that to someone a note that's typed. So those being certifiable bill is funny. Anyway.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, we're living in an age where we are being bombarded with somewhere between 3,000 and 10,000 ads every day.
It's a lot.
Okay? I've always believed, I've always believed you've got to have something coming across your client's desk, especially if you're working sales.
The person that touch is important.
Yeah. Now, with 3,000 to 10,000 ads being bombarded at us every day, I don't think enough is being paid to the continuing education of your team and the people that are going to replace Glenn and I in the not too distant future. Okay. We're old, Glenn. There's no doubt about it.
Well, now we're going to feel even older because
no, there he is. Our major biter, David.
I have breaking news, guys. This is
what people have been waiting for
The
all
refrigerator's
week.
in the house.
The refrigerator is safely in the house.
Lovely. That's good stuff.
Everyone can enjoy their weekend now. Labor Day weekend is officially started.
Love it.
I can
You did a
now
lot of
make some
hard work.
cold
Of
drinks.
course, Labor Day weekend started.
Cold beer.
I know. Well, listen, here's the best part. My Labor Day weekend, as I said, this is my one day off, and I'm out here shopping for fridges. I got to work all weekend. So, somehow I kind of got screwed in this whole thing.
You want to work with us, dude.
What's that?
A fridge is not a fridge unless you've got something in it, something nice and cool in it. So perfect
Put some
time.
beer in there.
Well, now I have to wait. What? I have to wait like at least 4 hours to let the compressor oil sit. I can't put it right away. So I'm not even looking at using this thing until maybe even Tuesday.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Well, no, I said that, Craig, because I'm going to be gone all weekend at work. I'm going to be covering doubles over in the hotel. So
wow, yeah,
I'm going to be coming home, sleeping, waking up, sleeping. I don't have any time to use my brand new fridge. But as I said, my wife is very excited. The weekend has been made because we have confirmed it has an ice maker.
That's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, it's lovely.
That's fantastic. Ken, have a good time.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Oh my God, Amy bought a fridge today too. Amy,
wow.
Wow.
This is the day. Labor Day sales are out.
Glenn.
So, this is a good time to buy. Craig, I didn't even notice because I was driving. I wasn't looking at the phone, obviously. Your hair looks amazing today.
Right? Look at it. Look at his shave, man.
You look great. I take it back.
It's
Dr. Jeffrey O said we're big and sexy to hospitality. At least one.
You certainly are. You certainly are. Yes.
No. I just bring old and comfortable. Okay?
Oh, and you got a secondary fridge for the Friday night audit pack of beer, white wine, vodka, and tequila. So
love that.
Number one fan
In
is
excellent
stocking up for our
tasting
number one show. But listen, guys, again, if you want to be like Amy and be one of our number one fans, you can always support the show by getting some official Grumpy Glenn merch,
we actually
official
have
Friday night merch. Where can you get the merch? Last gasp of Summer G and Aloha Craig.
Red Bubble.
Yeah.
On the
I was
Aloha
looking at
Craig
tequila, and I'm
store.
worried that it's just about out, and I don't know what.
I know. Actually, right after the show, Amy, I'm gonna be trimming the beard. I'm looking pretty scruffy right now. It's a problem. I plan on having all of this done before the show, but a 20-minute, 30-minute shopping experience turned into 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I guess how does it not?
I think you had a problem with your logic, thinking going to buy a fridge was going to be a 20 to 30-minute experience.
Well,
You wanted it quick. Remember what I said about quick? Get to it.
Yeah,
I'm somebody. Listen, I walk into the store. I know what I want. I see what I want. I get what I want. I walk out. I don't start shopping around. All right, here's what I want, but let me see what this one is. Let me see what that one is. I know what I want. I'm done.
That's it. That's the point I was trying to make earlier. They want you to get to the point and get to it.
Thank you. Celeste, you're absolutely right. I should never run out of tequila.
David, I'm sorry I haven't mailed out that shirt that I promised you, but it'll be out on Monday.
So, speaking of shirts, should I go try on this shirt that you got?
Yes.
While you do that, I have a question for Dr. Jeffrey O. Let me just remove Glenn real quick from the show. Now, Dr. Jeffrey O. I heard that maybe I heard it through the grapevine, that it was your organization that put out that wonderful, wonderful list of the top 50 hospitality people. And let me tell you, first of all, the list was amazing. I probably know about 90% of the people on that list in one way or another. I love each and every one of them dearly. They're amazing people. But I have a problem. I have a gripe.
Yes, let's hear it.
There's one person in the hospitality social space who was not on this list, and I'm going to complain about it, and that's me. We actually
did. We did notice that.
First, at least.
We did notice that. If you notice what happened, if you notice what happened after the list came out, some of our team members started. If you go back and look at some of your posts, some of our team members started liking some of your posts quite a bit, and so including me. So we certainly know your work. We're aware of it, and just.
We'll set you for next year.
Yeah. So certainly.
Oh, okay. Well,
the hell is this, Craig?
Back up.
Hold on a second.
Okay. So, Summerwear for Glenn. He's got a pineapple T-shirt, and I know that his other producer, Suzanne, is going to love this shirt.
Yeah, she got sleeves probably. Oh, God.
I hope Susan is watching. Susan is great people. I hope she's watching.
I'm going to go catch up with my dignity before it gets away from me.
You don't have any.
That is a classic moment. That's one for the ages, Glenn. That's a moment for the
Somebody go back in
ages.
the recording and get a screen grab of that. I think I might put the video. We may have to put that
Oh
in
my
vacancy.
God.
This show has certainly taken a new turn that I never thought we would get to. That's for sure.
You talk about irreverence. It doesn't get any better than this.
I mean, you just fancied Amy. I kind of agree.
Oh my God!
Our number one fan just faded.
Beards are on the right, clean shaven on the
On
left.
the left.
Colleen, yes, I know, Colleen. I was 51 for
God.
sure.
51.
Too funny.
Yeah,
That was a very quick turn. That was a very quick change. Baby.
I think you should have done the rest of the show in that shirt, Glenn. Come on. You got to wear that at your barbecue. You're going to be at the pool.
Glenn, I think that
pineapples, the hospitality sign, internationally recognized.
Hold on. I think, Glenn, on Tuesday for No Vacancy Live, you have to tell Anthony he has to join the show at least 20 minutes early. Tell him it's an important conversation we have to have with him. You need to join the show wearing that shirt.
Maybe I'll wear it for our team meeting next week.
Yes.
Hey,
okay.
Anthony, DM me. I've got a shirt for you. You wanted one? DM me.
Oh, that's a classic.
No, honestly,
now look at what Colleen just said.
Perhaps working the show. So
you just see that sword to you low.
Mike, I thought that having you on the show was our bottom barrel basement level, but clearly we've gone further than that.
And we can every week.
Oh, you guys are amazing! I tell you, but
it's amazing how bad we can get. Oh my God!
Oh, you guys are just amazing. There isn't a show there's any that's just more fun than this on anywhere that I can think of. This is just it's hilarious.
It's hilarious in whatever. It's hilarious in one way. I don't know if it's hilarious in a good way, but it's hilarious.
It's always a fun show. Always.
I don't.
So glad.
Is
it time for Plug-a-Palooza?
Yes, but I have one more sip of the tequila.
Craig is trying to get this show over with. Craig's got places to be. He's got the brand new haircut. He's got the fancy shave. He's ready to get out in the town. Take Storm in L.A. I love it.
It really is. And, everyone, we got a happy Labor Day weekend. And I know you've been here. You've tuned in for this whole hour just for this moment right now. Of course, what we're talking about is...
It's not playing, Glenn.
Oh, you're back to Red Roof. We love the good folks over at Red Roof. Have you seen the new Hometown Studios prototype? Well, go check out the good folks at Red Roof. That one was for free because I love those guys.
And we also liked our good friends at IHG.
Yes, we do. We definitely like our good friends over at IHG.
We certainly do because they're my employers.
Yeah. Dave, of course, is over at the Even Hotel, Midtown East in New York. You can catch him all weekend long. He'll be doing repeat performances hour after hour. Make Dave do a dance. Go check in there and have him do stuff for you. Dr. Jeffrey, the first one who gets to plug whatever you would like. Take it away.
Thank you for having me on the show. It's an absolute honor. I can't imagine a better way to spend my Fridays. It's just brilliant. Thank you so much.
50 off the top of my head.
Yeah, I gotta think, Dr. Jeff, we need to get you a new social life.
You can tell I don't have much of a social life, actually, but I really enjoy this. I wish we could go on and on.
Neither do we.
Thank you so much for having me on. Looking forward to having everyone at GHS. If you haven't already heard about the Global Hospitality Summit coming up November 9th and 10th of 2021, it's going to be the biggest hospitality event of 2021. It's got all the top hospitality minds that are going to be there. Extraordinary people are going to be a part of the event. Really excited. Looking forward to having you there. Glenn is going to be hosting a couple of sessions for us. Craig is going to be there, and I know Dave is going to be watching as well. So looking forward to having everyone at GHS 2021. The hashtag on LinkedIn is hashtag GHS 2021, and follow us and be a part of the event.
Awesome. That's great. Doctor, great plug. You really got into the spirit of it. I love it. Refrigerator Dave. you want to plug LG or anything else?
Well, Lou, the only thing I want to plug today is my refrigerator in to start getting some cool things happening. But, of course, we got to talk about Times Square today. The September episode's out right now on the audio version. It's going to be put up on the website early next week. We're going to be talking about the reopening of Broadway. We're going to be talking about the 110-foot Ferris wheel in the middle of Times Square, which is something that's still kind of crazy to see, even after I've seen it a couple times. And then September 14th, No Vacancy live from Times Square, covering the reopening of Broadway. So we will be there for the official return of Broadway and in a way, New York City as a whole. So a lot to look forward to. And of course, Friday Night Audit every Friday.
Yes.
Beer. And next Saturday, it's my birthday.
Hey!
Happy
birthday!
Friday Night Audit the day before. It's going to be a complete mess. I'm not even sure who our guest is, but I'm sorry for them. It's going to be one crazy time. So come celebrate my birthday with me, because I know Glenn and Craig are going to completely ignore it.
No, we're purposely going to not do anything for it. We're not going to ignore it.
You're actively ignore it.
Right, yeah.
I won't ignore you, David.
Right.
You know that.
Hey, Craig, you've been sending me great birthday gifts all year. Glenn, on the other hand, gave me a one lazy hat for 2 years of work. You gave me 2 hats. One got stolen.
Who likes you best, David?
Right. I also thought I gave you a reason to wake up every morning, but I guess that that's not good enough for you, Dave.
I'm a very needy person. I'm a millennial.
Craig, you want to talk about anything? I don't know.
You know what? I've got one plug, but before I get to the plug, I'm going to say this. We announced that the California Lodging Investment Conference is pushed back. A lot of different reasons, and you can speculate and do all of that and contact me directly on that. But we have moved to March 10th, 2022.
Looking forward.
So I'm waiting to get the new contract from the hotel, and we will be doing that then. We're setting everything up for March 10th. Now, what I want to plug is Glenn Hausman. Okay. Last week, Glenn said all I did was send him long sleeve t-shirts. Glenn and I both like free stuff. But if you could send Glenn your used t-shirts, your dirty t-shirts, all your t-shirts, new t-shirts, sleeves, short sleeves, long sleeves, please feel free. And his address is
Whoa. I'm all for sending Glenn some crazy stuff as well. We can't necessarily be giving his address. Not because I don't want you guys to go visit Glenn, because you guys can't go before I've been there, and I can't be there until I get the address. I don't even have that yet. So I get the address first.
Dave,
then I'll put up on Facebook and social. You guys can go visit Glenn anytime.
This is the Hausman Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse here in Smithtown, Long Island. If you could find us, well, you're welcome. We're going to be putting up some racks of ribs tomorrow, some peri-peri chicken, all sorts of. Besides, my son Ben is going to be focusing on making toasted ravioli. So it's going to be an absolute treat.
Nice. Good stuff.
Plus, it'll be actually fun, unlike this show. So you. By
the way, one last reason to go to Click in March. By the way, because we talk about all these fancy shows that I can't go to. Well, guess what? Click in March. I will be there. My ticket's already been booked.
What? Are you serious?
I'm serious. I'm going.
How did you figure this all out? This is awesome news.
He had inside information.
My wife and I are going to be there as well.
With you, Glenn.
My wife and I are going to be at Click as well. We had already booked, like you know, Craig. We had to cancel. So, looking forward to being there next year. We're definitely looking forward to seeing you and the rest of the folks there.
Right.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
And I'll be honest, Craig, I do not want to go, but I'll be there.
Kicking and screaming, right? Kicking and screaming.
Yeah. He's just afraid to get pizza for dinner again, even though I'm going to have to put the scallops and everything else in the freezer for a little while.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see. At least I'll get over to your house. Maybe I'll have some pizza. So
I'm going to bring the hot dogs with ketchup.
Oh, you are?
I got the American cheese, Craig. So we're ready to make ourselves some lame Dave special burger. Dogs.
Sounds so
There we
tremendous.
go.
I'm looking
There we
forward to
go.
it. Yes, it is fantastic, Paula, that we're covering the Oprah Singer Broadway in 2 weeks. The world definitely does need
Too
it.
funny.
And we're looking forward to it. It's an exciting time. I'm very excited for California. I'm very excited for hot dogs with cheese and ketchup. I'm
Nice.
even kind of excited to try a terrible California bagel. I'm just looking forward to it all.
You forgot to mention the
Glenn
weather, right?
or
Weather.
David's going to bring me some good New York bagels because bagels here in California suck.
Wow. Okay.
I'll smuggle you a bagel or two, no problem.
Yeah,
Nice.
You're
All right.
totally correct. The next time we see you, we'll bring you out some. We'll bring you out some real, honest to goodness New York food. All right, everybody, make sure you check out No Vacancy Live. That's Monday through Thursday at noon every single day. Of course, we're here every Friday night at 5 o'clock for you to kick off a great weekend. For those of you folks that happen to be in Alberta, Canada, well, I'll be the keynote speaker at the Alberta Hotel and Lodging Association's annual conference up in Edmonton, Canada, on the 21st of September. Come see me at the lodging conference. I'll be doing a breakout session. I'll be hosting the general session on that Wednesday with some of the top industry leaders. We got top franchise guys in one session. We got top global folks in the other session. Craig's a great guy, but he's not in any of my sessions. And the week after
I
that,
gotta talk to Harry.
it looks like I'm going to be going to Las Vegas. So we're going to be doing some shows from there. In November, we've got shows coming at you from Atlanta. I think I'm going to be back in Dallas there, Jeffrey. And of course, I'm looking real forward to doing not one, but 2 sessions for you
Yes.
at your incredible event coming up. I'm going to be doing
Absolutely.
one session on social media and a second one with global brand leaders. It looks like we're talking Hilton, IHG, and Sonesta. That should be a fun one.
Lovely. Looking forward.
Shortly on who that is. Really excited about it. Really
Good stuff.
excited to have everyone out there. Again, to all of my fellow Hebrew friends out there, Lashana Tova, happy 5782. We'll be celebrating that beginning Monday evening into Tuesday. And yeah, and that's about it for us over here. Anything else that you guys want to say before we
Wait, yeah, I do. Suzanne says
Aloha.
Suzanne said
Hi.
late.
Push
She
the
was
button.
working hard.
Sorry, Suzanne.
Suzanne,
Hi,
here's
Here's
Susan.
Glenn's shirt. Glenn, hold up
last
your
30
shirt.
seconds. So Glenn,
Hold up your shirt
oh.
for Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
Suzanne, I sent this to Glenn, and I was thinking about you.
There
we go. Pineapples. Hit the button. Hit the button, man.
go back about 15 minutes on the videotape for a real special treat. I'm ready for the rest of my life. All right, everybody, I'm gonna go drink and pretend that this show never happened. Off Labor Day weekend in the right way. Go grill myself some Mediterranean kebabs on
Nice.
my yakitori grill. Come on by the Houseman Resort Pool Club and Smokehouse. Have some ribs with me tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on the Friday Night Audit.
Hello?
That's the beginning credits, not the ending credits. That's
Yeah.
how I did
Wrong
that.
one. Wrong one. That's
First of
why we
all,
got
we're doing the wrong
producer David.
videos. My wife's over here trying to talk. There's just too much going on.
Too much. One thing that's not going on anymore is the show. See you later.
But we're still live. Aloha.